School here in London has banned its students from using certain slang words. Harris Academy in the capital's south is enforcing the new rules in a bid to improve standards of English, they say. The school ain't happy because pupils are like using phrases such as you was and we was. Basically, the school is cracking down on students starting a sentence with the word basically. And it's now forbidden to end a sentence with yeah, throw in the slang use of the words extra and bare, and it all comes a bit confusing, doesn't it? Debate over the ban raging on social media. Let's bring in our panel to discuss this. We've got BAFTA award-winning actor Adam Deacon. He went to an inner-city school in London, now graces the silver screen. So that school and his language or his proficiency with the English language hasn't done him any harm. Conwell McMenamin is a 17-year-old senior student at the Sixth Form College, Farnborough, here in the UK. He's the president of the Student Association there. And we are joined by David Lammy, who's a Labour Member of Parliament who has come out in support of Harris Academy's move. So let's start with you, sir. David, what is it about slang that offends you so much? Is it just your age, do you think?
No, it's not offensive. And I come from a very poor background in inner city Tottenham. But I'm really pleased that I had teachers, youth workers, others who helped me understand and move away from the smallness of my postcoded environment. And I think what the school's saying is, look, of course, all of us use slang. I use slang. But in the classroom, they're saying, no, you can't use slang. And in the corridors, they're being very clear about what is required. And in the end, with 1 in 5 young Londoners unemployed at this time, and with many employers saying that students aren't being versatile in understanding when it's appropriate to speak in a certain way and when actually in the end you need to speak English to communicate effectively, I think this is actually really important. Or what happens is these young people get held back. There's an assumption that they can just speak as they want. In it and is it, and in it and is it isn't going to get you a job. And
all right, David. Yeah, I hear what you're saying. Adam, David says slang's no good for your prospects, and improving your prospects means learning to speak the, I guess, Queen's English. Agree or not?
I think, slang's always been there. It's always, it's not just a new thing. It's, if you look at the Cockney slang all the way into, the street slang, whatever you want to call it, young people are always going to find a way to communicate with each other that I guess adults won't understand. And as soon as you start putting a ban on something like this, I think it's just going to make the situation worse. I feel that, of course, young people need to be educated in the sense of where is the right place to talk in a certain way. You can't go to a job interview and start, as you said, start talking bare and in it and all this. But yeah, no, that's not the way. That's not the way to do it. But I think that, I think it's a bit of a class issue again, because I think that every walk of life have their own way of communicating with each other.
Yeah, I've heard that said today, and I wonder whether, Conwell, you think that this is slightly classist, or whether you agree that in the end, improving ourselves and bettering our lot has got to be a good thing, isn't it?
Well, I think improving the standards of English language is definitely something that's important for us in the UK. But if you look at the UK's most celebrated playwright, William Shakespeare, he made up his own words all the time. And back in the day when my grandma was being educated, words like won't, can't, and don't were considered slang, and now they're everyday language. Yeah,
that's a very good point. You make a very good point. We're finding that different words creep into what we believe is the kind of Oxford English dictionary, David, and we believe it should only be sort of full of acceptable words, and yet, informal language does creep in. So where do you draw the lines? Is it accent that doesn't help here?
I think you draw the line in school. No one is saying that we shouldn't use slang and that we can't use slang and language just doesn't change. But we are saying that actually most of the people on your panel are versatile and have the ability to move between established English and slang. And in a world of social media and texting, where all of this has got very, very blurred, we hold a whole set of young people back if indeed they're not able to have that versatility. And there are young people in my constituency, they want to be barristers, they want to be accountants, they want to be bankers. And let's not pretend and patronise them and say, yes, it's cool, you can use it, is it, and you're going to get that job on CNN.